found on solid ground. The human race can't be won. Don't wait to say goodbye, you're running out of time. Whatever you believe, it's easy to see. The whole world's sitting on a ticking bomb. The whole world's sitting on a ticking bomb. So keep your calm and carry on. The whole world's sitting on a ticking bomb. And it's about to explode.
Before we proceed any further, hear me speak.
Speak! Speak!
First, you know Caius Martius is chief enemy to the people.
We know it! We know it!
Let us kill him and we'll have corn at our own price. Is the verdict?
Aye!
Would you proceed especially against Caius Martius?
Against him first. He's a very dog to the commonalty.
Considering what services he's done for his country.
Those soft-conscienced men can be content to say it was for his country. He did it to please his mother and to be partly proud, which he is even to the altitude of his virtue.
To the capital!
The other side of the city is risen. Why stay we prating here? To the capital!
To the capital!
Worthy MENENIUS AGRIPPA, one who have always loved the people.
What works, my countrymen in hands? Where go you with bats and clubs? The matter, speak, I pray you.
Our business is not unknown to the Senate. They have had inkling this fortnight what we intend to do, which now will show them indeed.
Aye!
What masters, my good friends, mine honest neighbors, will you undo yourselves?
We cannot, sir. We are undone already.
I tell you, friends, most charitable care have the patricians on you.
Care for us? True indeed. They never cared for us yet. Suffer us to famish, and their storehouses crammed with grain. If the wars eat us not up, they will. And there's all the love they bear us.
Either you must confess yourself wondrous malicious, or be accused of folly. I shall tell you a pretty tale. It may be that you have heard it. There was a time when all the body's members rebelled against the belly, thus accused it that only like a gulf it did remain in the midst of the body, idle and inactive.
Well, sir, what answer made the belly?
Sir, I shall tell you, with a kind of smile. For look you that I may make the belly smile, as well as speak. He tauntingly replied, True is it, my incorporate friends, quoth he, that I receive the general food at first, because I am the storehouse and the shop of the whole body. But if you do remember, I send it through the rivers of your blood, even to the court, the heart, to the seat of the brain. The senators of Rome are this good belly, and you the mutinous members. What do you think? You the great toe of this assembly.
I, the great toe? Why the great toe?
For that, being one of the lowest, basest, poorest of this most wise rebellion, thou goest for most. But make you ready your stiff bats and clubs. Rome and her rats are at the point of battle, and one side must have bail. Hail, noble Martius.
Thanks. What's the matter, you dissentious rogues that rub in the poor itch of your opinion? Make yourselves scabs.
We have ever your good word.
He that will give good words to thee will flatter beneath, abhorring. What would you have, you curs? You cry against the noble senate, who under the gods keeps you in awe, which else would feed on each other. What's their seeking?
Corn at their own rates, whereof they say the city is well stored.
Hang, they say.
Nay, these are almost thoroughly persuaded. What says the other truth?
They are dissolved. Hang on. They vented their complainings, which being answered, and the petition granted them. 5 tribunes sent to defend their vulgar wisdoms of their own choice. One's JUNIUS BRUTUS, SICINIUS VELUTUS, and I know not. God's death, the rabble should have first unroofed the city ere so prevailed with me.
Martius, 'tis true that you have lately told us the Volscians are in arms.
They have a leader, Tullus Ophidius, that will put you to it. I sin in envying his nobility, and were I anything but what I am, I would wish me only he.
You have fought together?
Were half to half the world by the ears, and he upon my party, I'd revolt to make only my wars with him. He is a lion that I am proud to hunt.
Then, worthy Martius, intent upon COMINIUS to these wars, your company to the capital, where I know our greatest friends attend us.
Lead you on.
Hence to your homes be gone.
Oh, nay, let them follow. The Volscians have much corn. Take these rats thither.
Was ever man so proud as is this Martius?
He has no equal.
When we were chosen tribunes for the people,
Marked you his lip and eyes?
nay, but his taunts.
The present wars devour him. He has grown too proud to be so valiant.
Such nature tickled with good success disdains the shadow which he treads on at noon. Let's hence anear how the dispatch is made, and in what fashion, more than his singularity, he goes upon this present action.
They have pressed a power.
But it is not known whether for east or west the dearth is great, the people mutinous. And it is rumored COMINIUS, Martius your old enemy, and TITUS LARTIUS, a most valiant Roman. These three lead on the preparation whither 'tis bent. Most likely 'tis for you. Consider of it.
Our armies in the field. We never yet made doubt but Rome was ready to answer us.
Noble Ophidius, take your commission. Hie you to your bands. Let us alone to guard Coriolanus.
If we and Caius Martius chance to meet again, 'tis sworn between us that we shall ever strike, till one can do no more.
The gods assist you.
Yeah.
I pray you, daughter, sing or express yourself in a more comfortable sort. If my son were my husband, I should freely rejoice in that absence wherein he won honor, than the embracements of his bed, where he would show most love, when he was but tender-bodied and the only son of my womb. I, considering how honor would become such a person, 'twas pleased to let him seek danger where he was like to find fame. To a cruel war I sent him, from whence he returned, his brows bound with oak. I tell thee, daughter, I sprang not more in joy in first hearing he was a man-child, than now, in first seeing he has proved himself a man.
But had he died in the business, madam, how then?
Then his good report should have been my son. Methinks I hear hither your husband's drum. See him pluck Aufidius down by the hair. Methinks I see him stamp thus and call thus. Come on, you cowards, you were gotten fear, though you were born in Rome. His bloody brow with veiled hand, then wiping, forth he goes.
Bloody brow, Jupiter no blood.
Away, you fool! It more becomes a man than gilt his trophy. The breasts of Hecuba, when she did suckle Hector, looked not lovelier than Hector's forehead when it spit forth blood. Sweet madam.
I'm glad to see your ladyship.
How do you both? How does your little son?
I think your ladyship well, good madam.
He had rather see the swords and hear a drum than look upon his schoolmaster.
Oh my word, the father's son. I saw him run after a gilded butterfly, and when he caught it, he let it go again, and after again, and up again, and down again, and over and over he comes, and cast it again, and whether he's all enraged or how 'twas, he did so set his teeth in terror. Oh my lord, how he managed it.
One on's father's moods.
Indeed, lad, 'tis a noble child. Come, lay aside your stitchery. I must have you play the idle huswife with me this afternoon.
No, good madam, I will not out of doors.
And true, Flaw, go with me, and I'll tell you excellent news of your husband. Thus it is. The Volscians have an army forth, against whom COMINIUS the general is gone, one part of our Roman power. Your lord and TITUS LARTIUS are set against before their city of Coriolanus, and nothing doubt prevailing to make it brief wars. This is true on mine honor, and so I pray come with us.
Let her she is now, she will but disease our better mirth.
I think she would. Fare you well then.
No, at a word indeed I must not. I wish you much mirth.
Well then, farewell.
Yonder comes news. I wager they have met. My horse to yours? No. It is done. Agreed. Say, has our general met the enemy?
They lie in view, but have not spoken yet.
So the good horse is mine.
How by him of you? How far off lie these armies?
Within this mile and a half.
Now, Mars, I prithee make us quicken work, that we with smoking swords may march from hence to help our fielded friends. Come, blow thy blast! Ha! Tullus Ophidius, is he within your walls?
No, nor a man that fears you less than he. There is Ophidius. List what work he makes amongst your cloven army.
Oh, they are at it! But now put your shields before your hearts and fight. He that retires, I'll take him for a Volscian. He shall feel mine edge. All the contagion of the South lay on you, you shades of Rome! You heard of biles and plagues, or by the fires of heaven I'll leave the foe and make my wars on you. Look to it. Come on!
Let's fetch him off, or make remain alike.
I'll fight with none but thee, for I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker.
We hate alike, not African serpent, I have borne more than thy fame and envy. Were thou the Hector that was whip of thy black progeny, thou shouldst not take me here.
You shall not be the grave of your deserving, Rome must know. If against yourself you be incensed, we'll put you like one that means his proper harm in manacles, then reason safely with you. Therefore be it known, as to us to all the world, that Caius Martius, for what he did before Coriolanus, call him Martius Caius Coriolanus. Bear the addition nobly ever.
Martius Caius Coriolanus!
So to our tent. The blood upon your visage dries, it's time it should be looked to. Come.
The town is ta'en. Will be delivered back on good condition.
Condition? What good condition can a treaty find in the part that is at mercy? 5 times, Martius, have I fought with thee. So often hast thou beaten me, and would do so, I think, should we encounter as often as we eat. By the elements, if e'er again I chance to meet him beard to beard, he is mine, or I am his.
Not you go.
The augur tells me we shall have peace tonight, good or bad. Not according to the prayer of the people, for they love not Martius.
Nature teaches beasts to know their friends.
Pray you, tell me who does the wolf love?
The lamb.
I, to devour him, as would the hungry plebeians to the noble Martius. You two are old men. Tell me one thing that I shall ask you.
Well, sir.
In what enormity is Martius poor in, that you two have not in abundance?
He is poor in no one fault, but stored with all,
Especially in pride.
and topping all others in boasting.
You blame Martius for being proud?
We do it not alone, sir.
I know you can do very little alone. You talk of pride. Oh, that you could turn your eyes towards the napes of your necks, and make but an interior survey of your good selves. Oh, that you could.
What then, sir?
Why then you would discover a brace of unmeriting, proud, violent, testy magistrates, alias fools as any in Rome.
Menenius, you are known well enough too.
You know neither me, yourselves, nor anything. God end to your worships. More of your conversation would infect my brain.
Honorable Menenius, my boy Martius approaches for the love of Juno. Let's go.
In truth, there's wondrous things spoken of him. Martius! Martius!
These are the ushers of Martius, Before him he carries noise, and behind him he leaves tears. Death, that dark spirit in's nervy arm doth lie, which, being advanced, declines, and then men die.
No Rome did all alone Martius did fight, within Coriolanus' gates where he hath won, with fame a name to Martius Caius. These in honor follows Coriolanus. Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus.
Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus.
No more of this, it does offend my heart. You have, I know, petitioned all the gods for my prosperity.
Nay, my good soldier, up, my gentle Martius, worthy Caius, and by deed achieving honor, newly named. What is it? Coriolanus, must I call thee?
Give way there and go on.
Your hand, and yours. The good patricians must be visited, from whom I have received not only greetings, but with them change of honors.
On to the capital!
All tongues speak of him, and the bleared sights are spectacled to see him.
On the sudden I warrant him consul.
Then our office may, during his power, go sleep.
He cannot temperately transport his honors from where he should begin and end, but will lose those he hath won.
I heard him swear were he to stand for consul, never would he appear in the marketplace, nor on him put the napless vesture of humility, nor showing, as the manner is, his wounds to the people beg their stinking breaths.
It shall be to him then, as our good wills, a sure destruction.
So it must fall out. We must suggest to the people in what hatred he still hath held them, that to his power he would have made them mules.
This, as you say, suggested at some time when his soaring insolence shall teach the people, which time shall not want. If he be put upon't, and that's as easy as to set dogs on sheep, will be his fire to kindle their dry stubble, and their blaze shall darken him forever.
Come, come, they are almost here. How many stand for consulship?
3 may say, but 'tis thought of everyone Coriolanus will carry it.
There's an honorable man, but he loves not the common people.
Faith, there have been many great men who have flattered the people who ne'er loved them.
Having determined of the Volscians, and to send for TITUS LARTIUS, it remains, as the main point of this our after meeting, to gratify his noble service that hath thus stood for his country. Therefore, please you, the Senate, Coriolanus, are well pleased to make thee consul.
I do owe them still my life and services.
It then remains that you do speak to the Senate, the people.
I do beseech you, let me o'erleap that custom, for I cannot put on the gown, stand naked, and entreat them for my wound's sake to give their suffrage. Please you that I may pass this doing.
Sir, the people must have their voices, neither will they bate one jot of ceremony.
It is a part that I shall blush in acting, and might well be taken from the people.
Mark you that.
We recommend to you tribunes of the people, our purpose to them and to our noble consul, which we all joy and honor. To Coriolanus, come all joy and honor.
You see how he intends to use the people.
May they perceive his intent.
Come, we'll inform them of our proceedings here on the marketplace. I know they do attend us.
Once, if he do require our voices, we ought not to deny him.
We may, sir, if we will. We have the power in ourselves to do it, but his power we have no power to do. For if he shows his wounds and tells his deeds, we are to put our tongues into those wounds and speak for them. So if he tells of his noble deeds, we are to speak of our noble acceptance of them. If he would incline to the people, there was never a braver gentleman. Here he comes, and in regard to humility.
Oh, sir, you are not right. Have you not known the worthiest men have done?
What must I say? I pray, sir. Plague upon it, I cannot bring my tongue to such a pace. Look, sir, my wounds. I got them in my country's service when some certain of your brethren roared and ran from the noise of our own drums.
Oh, me the gods! You must not speak of them. You must desire them to think upon.
Well, bid them wash their faces and keep their teeth clean. So, here comes a brace. You know the cause, sir, of my standing here.
We do, sir. Tell us what hath brought you to it.
Mine own desert.
Your own desert.
I, not mine own desire.
How not your own desire?
No, sir. 'Twas never yet my desire to trouble the poor with begging.
You must think if we give you anything, we hope to gain by you.
Well, then I pray your price of the consulship.
The price is to ask it kindly.
Well, if it may stand with the tune of your voices that I be consul, I have here the customary gown.
You have deserved nobly of your country, and you have not deserved nobly.
Your enigma.
You have been a scourge to her enemies. You've been a rod to her friends. You have not indeed loved the common people.
You should account me the more virtuous that I have not been common in my love.
You have received many wounds for your country.
I will not seal your knowledge by showing them. I will make much of your voices and so trouble you no farther.
He has done nobly and cannot go without any honest man's voice.
Therefore, let him be consul. The gods give him joy and make him a friend to the people.
Amen! Amen! God save thee, noble consul!
You have stood your limitation, and the tribunes endue you with the people's voice. It then remains that you anon to meet the Senate.
Is this done? May I change these garments?
You may.
Sir, I'll keep you company. Will you along?
We stay here for the people.
Fare you well. How now, my masters? Have you chose this man? He has our voices, sir.
We pray the gods he may deserve your loves.
Amen, sir. To my poor unworthy notice, he mocked us when he begged our voices.
Certainly, he flouted us downright.
No, 'tis his kind of speech. He did not mock us.
Not one amongst us, save yourselves, but says he used us scornfully.
Could you not have told him, as you were lessoned, when he had no power, but was a petty servant to the state? He was your enemy, ever spake against your liberties and the charters that you bear. He did solicit you in free content when he did need your loves, and do you think that his contempt shall not be bruising to you when he hath power to crush? Why, had your bodies no heart among you, or had you tongues to cry against the rectorship of judgment?
He's not confirmed. You may deny him yet.
And will deny him. I'll have 500 voices of that sound.
Get you hence instantly, and tell those friends that they have chose a consul that will from them take their liberties, make them of no more voice than dogs that are as often beat for barking as therefore kept to do so.
Let them assemble, and on safer judgment I'll revoke your ignorant election. Say you chose him more after our commandment than as guided by your own true affections, and your minds preoccupied with what you rather must do than what you should made you against the grain to voice in consul. Lay the fault on us.
And presently, when you have drawn your number, prepare to the capital.
We will. Let us all repent in your election.
Let them go on. If, as his nature is, he fall in rage with their refusal, both observe and answer the vantage of his anger.
To the capital, come.
So then the Volscians stand but as at first, ready when time shall prompt them to make roads upon us again.
They are warned, Lord Consul, so that we shall hardly in our ages see your banners wave again.
Saw you were Phidias. Spoke he of me? He did, my lord. Well, what? Oh, behold, these are the tribunes of the people, the tongues of the common mouth. I do despise them, for they do prank them in authority against all noble suffrage.
Pass no further.
What makes this change?
The matter? The people are incensed against him.
Stop, or all will fall in broil.
Are these your herd? Have you not set them on?
Be calm, be calm. The people cry you mocked them. And of late, when corn was given them gratis, you repined, scandaled the suppliants, for the people called them time-pleasers, flatterers, foes to nobleness.
Why, this was known before.
Not to them all.
You are like to do such business.
Let's be calm.
The people are abused, set on. This paltering becomes not Rome, nor has Coriolanus deserved this so dishonored rub, laid falsely in the plain way of his merit.
Tell me of corn. This was my speech, and I will speak it again. As for my country, I have shed my blood, not fearing outward force. So shall my lungs coin words until their decay against those measles we disdain should tetter us, yet sought the very way to catch them.
You speak of the people as if you were a god to punish, not a man of their infirmity.
'Twere well we let the people know it. It is a mind that shall remain a poison where it is, not poison any further.
Shall remain. Hear you this Triton of the minnows, mark you his absolute shaft.
'Twas from the cannon.
Why, you grave but weakless senators, have you thus given Hydra here to choose an officer? Whoever gave that counsel to give forth the corn of the storehouse gratis, I say, nourished disobedience, fed the ruin of the state.
Why shall the people give one that speaks thus their voice?
I'll give my reasons.
Has spoken like a traitor, and shall answer as traitors do.
Oh, despite o'erwhelm thee!
Manifest treason!
Mr. Consul, no! Go! Call the people whose name myself attached thee as a traitorous innovator.
Go hence, rotten thing, or I shall shake thy bones out of thy garments!
Help me, citizens! Down with him! Down with him! Or here is he that would take from you all your power! Down with him! Down with him! Weapons! Down with him! What have all from you, Martius, whom of late you have named for consul?
Fie! This is the way to kindle, not to
authority or let us lose it. We do here pronounce upon the part of the people in whose power we were elected bearers, Martius is worthy of present death.
Death! Therefore lay hold of him, bear him to the rock Tarpeian, and from thence into destruction cast him.
Oh no, I'll die here.
Go! Get you to your house! Be gone! Away! All will be not else!
Get you gone!
Stand fast. We have as many friends as enemies.
Prithee, noble friend, home to thy house. Leave us to cure this cause.
Be gone, I beseech you, one time woe another.
On fair ground, I could beat 40 of them.
Will you hence? This man has marred his fortune.
His nature is too noble for this world. Being angry does forget that ever he heard the name of death.
Where is this viper that would depopulate the city and be every man himself?
You worthy tribune.
Oh, he is a disease that must be cut away.
Pursue him to his house and pluck him thence, lest his infection being of catching nature spread further.
Nay, Lord, one word. I'll go to him and undertake to bring him, where he shall answer by a lawful form, in peace, to his utmost peril.
Noble tribunes, it is the humane way. Noble MENENIUS, be you then as the people's officer. Meet on the marketplace, we'll attend you there, where if you bring not Martius, we'll proceed in our first way.
I'll bring him to you.
Why did you wish me milder? Would you have me false to my nature, rather say I play the man I am?
Oh, sir, I would have had you put your power well on before you had worn it out. Let them hang.
Come, you have been too rough, something too rough. You must return and end it.
What must I do then?
Return to the tribunes.
Well, what then? What then?
Repent when you have spoke.
For them, I cannot do it to the gods. Must I then do it to them?
You are too absolute. Thou art their soldier, and, being bred in broils, hast not the soft way which, though doth confess, were fit for thee to use as they declaim in asking their good loves. But thou wilt frame thyself, forsooth, hereafter theirs, so long as thou hast power and person.
This but done, even as she speaks, why their hearts were yours.
I have been in the marketplace, and so 'tis fit. You make strong party or defend yourself by calmness or by absence, all's in anger.
Only fair speech.
I think 'twill serve if he can vertu frame his spirit.
He must and will. Prithee, now say you will, and go about it.
Mother, I am going to the marketplace. Let them accuse me by invention, and I will answer in mine honor.
Assemble presently the people hither, and when they hear me say, it shall be so, for fine, for death, or banishment, let them, if I say fine, cry fine, if death, cry death. Make them be strong and ready for this hint when we shall have to give it them.
Go about it.
Calmly, I do beseech you.
Draw near, ye people. Audience, listen to your tribunes. Peace, I say.
First, hear me speak.
Well say, peace go!
Shall I be charged no further than this present?
If you submit you to the people's voices, allow their officers, and are content to suffer lawful censure for such faults which shall be proved upon you.
I am content.
Lo, citizens, he says he is content.
We charge you that you have contrived to take from Rome all worthy office, and to wind yourself into a power tyrannical, for which you are a traitor to the people.
How? Traitor?
Nay, temperately, your promise.
The fires of the lowest hell fold in the people. Call me their traitor, thou injurious tribune.
Mark you this, people.
To the rock it is!
What you have seen him do and heard him speak deserves the extremest death.
But since he hath served well for Rome.
What do you prate of service?
Is this the promise that you made your mother?
In the name of the people, and in the power of us the tribunes, we do even from this instant banish him our city. I say it shall be so!
It shall be so! It shall be so!
No more to be said, but he is banished. It shall be so.
It shall be so! It shall be so! It shall be so!
Of curse, whose breath I hate as reek of the rotten fens, whose loves I prize as the dead carcasses of unburied men that do corrupt my air. I banish you. Let every feeble rumor shake your hearts. Your enemies, with nodding of their plumes, fan you into despair. Have the power still to banish your defenders, till at length your ignorance, which finds not to little it feels, making but reservations of yourselves, still your own foes delivers you as abated captives to some nation who won you without blows. Despising for you the city thus, turn my back. There is a world elsewhere.
The people's enemy is gone. He's gone.
He's gone. Bid them all to their homes. He's gone and will no further. The nobility are vexed whom we see sided in his behalf.
Now we have shown our power. Let us seem humbler after it is done. Here comes his mother.
Oh, you are well met. The horrid plague of the gods requite your love.
Peace, peace, be not so loud.
If that I could for weeping, you should hear. Nay, and you shall hear some. Will you be gone?
You shall stay too. I would have had the power to say so to my husband.
Are you mankind? Aye, fool! Is that a shame? I would my son were in Arabia, and thy to ride before him. He'd make an end of thy posterity. As far as doth the capital exceed the meanest house in Rome, so does my son, who you did banish, with exceed you all!
Well, well, we'll leave you.
Take my prayers with you! I would the gods had nothing more to do but to confirm my curses. Come, let's go. Fie.
I know you well, sir. And you know me. Your name, I think, is Adrian.
It is so, sir. Truly I forgot yours.
I am a Roman, but my services are, as yours are, against them. Know you me yet?
NICANOR? No.
The same, sir.
You had more beard than last I saw you. What's the news in Rome?
There have been in Rome strange insurrections. The people against the senators, patricians, and nobles. The main blaze of it is past, but a small thing would make it flame up again. The nobles took so to heart the banishment of that worthy Coriolanus that they are in a ripe aptness to take the power from the people and pluck from them their tribunes forever.
Coriolanus banished?
Banished, sir. Your noble Tullus Aufidius would appear well in these words. His worthy opposer, Coriolanus, now being in no request of his country. I shall between this and supper tell you of most strange things of Rome, all tending to the good of their adversaries.
Mine! What service is here? I think our fellows are asleep. What would you have, friend? Whence are you? Here's no place for you. Pray, go to the door.
He hasn't ordered his eyes and his head that he gives entrance to such companions. Pray get you out. What fellow's this?
Strange one as ever I looked on. I cannot get him out of the house. Prithee, call my master to him.
What are you?
A gentleman.
Where dwellest thou?
In the city of kites and crows.
In the city of kites and crows. What an ass it is. Where is this fellow?
Here, sir. I beat him like a dog for disturbing the lords within.
Why speakest not? Speak, man! What's thy name?
If, Tullus, not yet thou knowest me, and seeing he does not think me for the man I am, then necessity commands me name myself.
What's thy name?
My name is Caius Martius,
Who hath done to thee particularly and to all Volscians great hurt and mischief. Thereto witness may my surname, Coriolanus, a good memory and witness of the malice and displeasure which thou shouldst bear me. Only that name remains. The cruelty and envy of the people, permitted by our dastard nobles, who have all forsook me, hath devoured the rest, and suffered me by the voice of slaves to be hooped out of Rome. Now, this extremity hath brought me to thy hearth, not out of hope. Mistake me not to save my life. For if I had feared death of all men in the world, I would have voided thee. But in mere spite, to be full quit of those my banishers, stand I before thee here. For I will fight against my cankered country with the spleen of all the underfiends. But if thou darest not this, and to prove the more fortunes thou art tired, then, in a word, I also am longer to live most weary, and present my throat to thee and to thy ancient malice, since I have ever followed thee with hate, and cannot live but to thy shame, unless it be to do thee service. Oh, Martius,
Martius, each word that I spoke hath weeded from my heart a root of ancient envy. Here I put the anvil of my sword, and do contest as hotly and as nobly with thy love as ever in ambitious strength I did contend against thy valor. Know thou first, I loved the maid I married, but never man sighed to her breath, but that I see thee here. Thou noble thing more dances my rapt heart than when I first my wedded mistress saw bestride my threshold. Thou hast beat me out 12 several times, and nightly since I have dreamt of encounters twixt thyself and me. Had we no other quarrel else to roam, but thou art thence banished, we would muster all from 12 to 70, and pouring war into the bowels of ungrateful Rome. If thou wilt have the leading of thine own revenges, take the one half of my commission, and sit down as thou art best experienced, since thou knowest thy country's strength and weakness, thine own ways, and more a friend than e'er an enemy.
Here's a strange alteration.
Our general is cut in the middle and but one half of what he was yesterday. He'll go, he says, and soul the porter of Rome gates by the ears.
But when goes this forward?
Tomorrow, today, presently. But you shall have the drum struck up this afternoon.
Then we'll have a stirring world again. This peace is nothing but to rust iron, increase tailors, and breed ballad makers. Let me have war, say I. It exceeds peace as far as day does night. It's sprightly, waking, audible, and full of vent. Peace is a very apoplexy, lethargy, mold, deaf, sleepy, insensible. I get of more bastard children than war's a destroyer of men. Aye, and it makes men hate one another.
The war is for my money. I hope to see Romans as cheap as Volscians.
In. We hear not of him, neither need we fear him.
All's well, and might have been much better if he could have temporized.
Where is he? Hear you?
Nay, I hear nothing. His mother and wife hear not from him.
Caius Martius was a worthy officer in the war, but insolent, overcome with pride, ambitious past all thinking.
We should by this, to all our lamentation, if he had gone forth consul, found it so.
There is a slave whom we have put in prison. Reports the Volscians with 2 several powers are entered in the Roman territories, and with all the malice of the war, destroy what lies before him.
'Tis Aufidius.
Go see this rumor or wit. It cannot be.
The nobles, in great earnestness, are going all to the capital. Some news is coming that turns their countenances.
'Tis this slave.
The slave's report is seconded, and more fearful is delivered.
What more fearful?
It is spoke freely out of many mouths, how probable I do not know, that Martius, joined with Aufidius, leads a power against Rome.
You are sent for to the Senate. A fearful army led by Caius Martius, associated with Aufidius, rages upon our territories, have already on their way consumed with fire and took flee before them.
You have hope to ravish your own daughters and to melt the city leads upon your pace!
If Martius should be joined with the Volscians.
If he is their god, he leads them like a thing made by some other deity than nature that shapes man better, and they follow him against us brats, with no less confidence than boys pursuing summer butterflies or butchers killing flies.
You have made good work. If he were put into my house the brand that should consume it, I have not the face to say beseech you cease. We have deserved it.
Let's to the capital. What half my wealth would buy this for a lie.
Pray, let's go. Do they still fly to the Roman?
I do not know what witchcraft's in him, but your soldiers use him as the grace for me. Sir, I beseech you, think you he'll carry Rome?
All places yield to him ere he sits down, and the nobility of Rome are his, and power unto itself most commendable hath not a tomb so evident as a chair to extol what it hath done. Come, let's away. Caius, when Rome is thine, thou art poorest of all, then shortly art thou mine.
Stay, whence are you?
Stand and go back.
I'm an officer of state and come to speak with Coriolanus.
From whence?
From Rome. If you have heard your general talk of Rome and of his friends there, it is lots to blanks my name hath touched your ears. It is Menenius.
You're a Roman, are you?
I am, as thy general is.
Then you should hate Rome as he does. Can you, when you have pushed out your gates, the very defender of them, and in a violent popular ignorance, giving your enemy your shield, think to front his revenges with the easy groans of old women, the virginal palms of your daughters? No, you are deceived. Therefore, back to Rome and prepare for your execution.
Sire, if my general knew I was here, he would use me with estimation.
My general cares not for you. Back I say, go, lest I let forth your half pint of blood.
Nay, but fellow!
What's the matter?
Oh, my son, thou art preparing fire for us. Look thee, here's water to quench it. I was hardly moved to come to thee, but being assured I was the only one who could move thee. I've been blown out of thy gates with sighs. I conjure thee to pardon Rome and thy petitionary countrymen.
Away.
How? Away?
Wife, mother, child, I know not. My affairs are servanted to others. Though I do owe my revenge properly, my remission lies in Volscian breasts, that we have been familiar. In great forgetfulness shall poison rather than pity note how much. Therefore, be gone.
Now, sir, is your name Menenius?
'Tis a spell, you see, of much power. You know the way home again.
I neither care for the world nor your general. He that hath a will to die by himself fears it not from another. Let your general do his worst.
Will before the walls of Rome tomorrow. We must report it to the Volscian lords how plainly I have borne this business.
My lord and husband,
These eyes are not the same I wore in Rome.
the sorrow that delivers us thus changed makes you think so.
Like a dull actor now, I have forgot my part, and I am out even to a full disgrace. Best of my flesh, forgive my tyranny, but do not say for that, forgive our Romans. Oh, a kiss. Long as my exile, sweet as my revenge, your knees to me.
Thou art my warrior. This is a poor epitome of yours, which by the interpretation of full time may show like all yourself.
I beseech you, peace.
You have said you will not grant us anything, for we have nothing else to ask but that which you deny already. Think with thyself how more unfortunate than all living women are we come hither, since that thy sight which should make our eyes flow with joy, hearts dance with comforts, constrains them weep and shake with fear and sorrow, making the mother, wife, and child to see the son, the husband, and the father tearing his country's bowels out. For myself, son, I purpose not to wait on fortune till these wars determine. If I cannot persuade thee rather to show a noble grace to both parts than seek the end of one, thou shalt no sooner march to assault thy country than to tread, trust to it, thou shalt not, on thy mother's womb that brought thee to this world.
I and mine that brought you forth this child to keep your name to time.
He shall not tread on me. I'll run away till I am bigger. But then I'll fight.
If sat too long. Nay, go not from us thus. The end of war's uncertain, but this certain, that if thou should conquer Rome, the benefit which thou shalt thereby reap is such a name whose chronicle thus writ, the man was noble, but with his last attempt wiped it out, destroyed his country, and his name remains to the ensuing age abhorred. Come, speak to me, son. This is the last. So, we will home to Rome to die among our neighbors. Come, let's go. This fellow had a bullshit to his mother. I am hushed until our city be afire, and then I'll speak a little.
Oh, Mother, what have you done? Oh, behold, the heavens do ope, the gods look down, and this unnatural scene they laugh at. Oh, my mother, oh! You have won a happy victory to Rome, but for your son, believe it, oh, believe it, most dangerously you have with him prevailed, if not most mortal to him.
But let it come. Ophidius, though I cannot make true wars with thee, I'll frame convenient peace. Were you in my stead, would you have heard a mother less, or granted less? Ophidius,
I was moved withal.
I dare be sworn you were. I'll not to Rome, I'll back with you. And pray you stand to me in this cause. Oh, mother, wife.
See you yon coin at the Capitol, yon cornerstone. If it be possible for you to displace it with your little finger, there be some hope the ladies of Rome may prevail. This Martius is grown from man to dragon.
The gods be good unto us. Sir, if you save your life, fly to your house. The Plebeians have got your fellow tribune and hail him up and down, all swearing that if the Roman ladies bring not comfort home, they'll give him death by inches. What's the news?
Good news, good news. The ladies have prevailed. The Volscians are dislodged and Martius gone. A merrier day did never yet greet Rome. No, not the expulsion of the Tarquins.
Friend, art thou certain this is true? It's most certain.
As certain as I know the sun is fire. Where have you lurked that you may doubt it?
I will go meet the ladies. This Volumnia is worth consuls, senators, patricians, a city full of tribunes such as you.
VOLUMNIA! First, the gods bless you for your tidings. Next, accept my faithfulness.
Sir, we have all great cause to give great thanks.
Stop! Behold our patroness, the life of Rome. Call all your tribes together. Praise the gods and shout the noise that banished Martius. Repeal him with the welcome of his mother.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
You are most welcome home.
I have not deserved it, but worthy lords, have you with heed perused what I have written to you?
We have, and grieved to hear it. What faults he made before the last, we might have found easy finds, but there to end where he was to begin, and give away the benefit of our levies, answering us with our own charge, making a treaty where there was a yielding. This admits no excuse.
He approaches, you shall hear him. Hail, lords! I am returned your soldier, no more infected with my country's love than when I parted hence. And we have made peace, with no less honor to the Antiots than shame to the Romans. And we here deliver, along with the seal of the Senate, what we have compounded on. Read it not, noble lords, but tell the traitor, in the highest degree, he has abused your powers. Traitor, how now? I, traitor Martius. I, Martius. Caius Martius. Dost thou think I'll grace thee with that robbery? Thy stolen name, Coriolanus, in Coriolanus, you heads of the state, perfidiously, he hath betrayed your business for certain drops of salt. Your city road, I say your city, to his wife and mother, breaking his oath and resolution like a twist of rotten silk. Oh, hearest thou, Mars? Name not the god, thou boy of tears! Ha! No more! Oh, measureless liar! Thou hast made my heart too great for what contains it. Boy! Oh, slave! Cut me to pieces, Volscians, men and lads. Stain all your edges on me. Boy! Let die false hound, if you have writ your annals true, 'tis there that like an eagle in a dovecote I flattered your Volscians and Coriolanus. Alone I did it. Boy! Let him die for it! Tear him to pieces! He killed my son!
Killed my cousin Margaret.
He killed my father!
Peace, ho, no outrage, peace. Stand, Ophidius, and trouble not the peace.
Oh, that I had him with 6 Ophidiuses or more. His tribe to use my lawful sword. Kill him! Kill! 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 Kill him!
Hold!
My lords, when and you shall know, as in this rage you cannot, the great danger which this man's life did owe you. You'll rejoice that he is thus cut off. My rage is gone, and I am struck with sorrow. Take him up, 3 of the chiefest soldiers, I'll be one. Trail your steel pikes. Though in this city he hath widowed and unchild many a one, he shall have a noble memory. Assist!